Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. How you doing? Yeah, 24 days till we get to watch Florida State and Georgia Tech showdown in my homeland. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, David? Dylan? Hoghead? Nobody's more Irish than Pete. That is a fact. What is it? I believe it's 4? At 34 days before Clemson and Georgia kick off as well. Something like that. I'll take a free steak dinner anytime, Jeremy. You just tell me where and what time I'll show up. What's up, Roll Tide? Mediocre, which might be the best name on YouTube. We'll get the show started here in just a second. Waiting on Sea-Dog to make his presence known. Tonight we've already done, I think, hold on, we've done 9 teams already. We're making good time here. Last week we did Florida State and Miami. Got the FSU man all worked up in the comments section because we had them going 8-4. I say either 8-4 or 9-3, but whatever. And surprisingly and shockingly enough, we had Miami at 11-1. I'm thinking I'm probably closer to 10-2, but there you have it. Tonight we're doing Duke and Wake Forest. Believe me, I was surprised to have Miami at 11-1 too. But if you look at the way their schedule lays out, it's entirely possible. All right, let's turn this music off. While we're waiting on Slim Shady, I'm not Slim Shady. Well, Slim Shady can come on too if he wants with the predictions. But while I'm waiting on my co-host Sea-Dog, I do have someone on here that wants to say hello. Hello, sir.
What's up, PigskinPeete?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
It's Caden the man, the big Ohio State man. Shout out to all my boys here, all my ACC friends from NC State and U Miami. How's it going, fellas?
How you doing, man?
You know what, PigskinPeete, I'm doing pretty well. I had to come on here and represent the Big Ten on an ACC channel. I know this is an ACC channel, but screw the rules to the ACC because the Big Ten can go show up whenever the hell I want and whenever the hell we want.
Yeah, you can show up wherever you want. Probably the majority of the people that watch this show are not ACC people. So
well,
you'll fit right in.
ACC folks, shout out to my boys in NC State. I hope to see you all in the playoffs. You Miami, Slim Shady Canes. I hope to see the Hurricanes in the playoffs. I want to see y'all in the playoffs because I'm tired of freaking Clemson coming in the playoffs because we are done with you, dude.
I'm
serious.
sure you are tired of Clemson because most of the time they whoop you up and down the field in the playoffs. You're right. I'd be tired of us too.
And I'm tired of having to whip y'all's ass because it is tiring.
Yeah. That one time. You're still hanging your hat on that one.
Nobody likes you, and nobody wants you in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's good. I like it that way. I mean, being liked is overrated. Trust me.
And the funny thing is, when you guys play Georgia in Atlanta, you know that's going to be a tough environment, especially being an opening game.
I don't know about the environment. I think the environment's going to be about 50-50 fan-wise. I mean, it's going to be a tough game because Georgia's a good team, but I don't know about the environment. I don't really think it favors either team. I mean, I think it's about equidistant from Atlanta to Athens as Atlanta to Clemson, about the same distance.
Listen, I went to the Peach Bowl game in Atlanta when my boys, the Buckeyes, showed up to play the Dogs for the national championship. And I'm going to personally tell you, PigskinPeete, it is a tough environment, especially being over 80,000 Dogs fans. It is tough.
Yeah, but they're not playing in Athens.
No, in Atlanta, I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's not going to be 80,000 Georgia fans. No, that's just not true. It's going to be about 50-50.
From a personal experience, I went to that freaking game that freaking night.
When they played who? Ohio State?
Yes, when Georgia played
Ohio State's in Ohio.
In the national championship semifinal game.
Clemson's only an hour and a half away from Atlanta.
Say that again, PigskinPeete.
I said Ohio State. Ohio State is in Ohio. Clemson is only an hour and a half away from Atlanta.
It doesn't matter distance-wise. I'm telling you, that is a tough place to play, especially.
All right. Well,
don't believe me? You don't believe me?
No, I don't.
Let me recall this game. Y'all came up to play Georgia, and guess what? Y'all got stomped.
That wasn't in Atlanta.
Well, guess what? It's going to happen to you again, and guess what? You're going to be crying to Uncle Lou, saying, "Oh, we should have never lost that game."
I don't know what we're arguing about. You're telling me it's a tough environment. I'm telling you the environment's going to be 50-50 between Clemson and Georgia. If you're arguing whether it's going to be a tough game, I agree with you, because Georgia's a good team.
It's going to be a tough game.
Okay, good. We can agree on that then.
Hmm?
We can agree on that then.
Well, it's not going to be a tough game because Georgia's going to stomp you 100%, all 4 quarters, 60 minutes.
All right. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Hey, welcome to the show, Sea-Dog.
You didn't even let me school him.
You want to school him? Go ahead. Here we go. He's still here.
Who's this freaking... What's up?
Hey, you know what? I'm going to say this. First of all, I love Georgia Tech. I respect y'all. And, the funny thing is, I was just thinking about Georgia Tech, and actually I had some positive things to say to you, Sea-Dog.
Oh, really?
Actually, I do. Don't let PigskinPeete sound like an idiot and make me sound like an idiot, all right?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. You're doing that all by yourself. I'm not doing it for you.
I wish nothing but the best luck for your team.
Oh, you're a Buckeye fan?
I know it's difficult. But hear me out. Hear me out, Sea-Dog. Hear me out. Hear me out. I hate Clemson's guts as much as you do. Okay? I hate them.
I doubt that.
Now, I know you and PigskinPeete are hosts in this show. But really, would you rather have a playoff spot than Clemson?
You're asking me if I'd rather be in the playoff?
Are you asking him whether he would rather have his team in the playoffs than Clemson? Of course he would. What kind of question is that?
No, I'm asking Sea-Dog. I ain't asking you, PigskinPeete, so why don't you
but because it's a fucking retarded question. I'm answering it for him.
Yeah, okay, yes, I wouldn't.
Listen, Sea-Dog can answer himself. He doesn't need somebody to answer for him. Sea-Dog can answer himself. So how about you do me the favor, PigskinPeete? Shut the hell up and let Sea-Dog speak.
Yeah, I'd rather be in the playoffs than Clemson.
So, and I want to say this to you, Sea-Dog. I know Georgia Tech has got some good things coming up for them. Eventually, as Clemson knows, their team is pretty much dissolved, and they can't even make a bowl game nowadays. Now,
their team has dissolved, and they can't make a bowl game nowadays.
No, hey,
Jesus Christ, man! I know. What time?
Give me a minute.
Ohio is Ohio in the same time zone as us? I guess you started happy hour early today, didn't you, buddy?
It's always had the hour after 5:30,
Yeah, clearly.
and that's in the gym room, buddy.
Well,
So, Dog, hear this out from me, man. Hear this out from me. From a Buckeye fan to a Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket fan, I'm telling you, I can see you guys in the playoffs in the next 3 years. No questions asked. And if PigskinPeete says anything about it, just tell him I said shut the hell up.
all right. Appreciate
That
it.
boy don't know shit about Georgia Tech. Slim Shady.
All right. I thought this guy was a Georgia fan based on what he was saying.
Well,
I mean, crack is one hell of a drug.
he picked up right where he left off on the shit show disaster stream on Saturday night.
Because I'm talking to your co-host. How about you do me a favor and shut the hell up?
Yeah, I'll give him this. He's got more balls than brains telling somebody to shut up on their own show.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Slim, you're really quiet.
Well, I am in fucking Pennsylvania.
Hey, Slim, can you hear me?
Unfortunately.
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you two things. Number one, I'm going to apologize to you for giving bullshit to your Hurricanes, for one. And two, I see you and Georgia Tech making the 12-team playoffs in the next couple of years.
He's buttering
I'm
us
telling
up.
you.
He's buttering us up.
It's not working, unfortunately.
Well, Slim Shady, hey, I would rather play you or Georgia Tech in the playoffs than Clemson, because I've had enough of Clemson, and all they are down there is a bunch of jackasses dressed in purple and orange. Not even a good color scheme, dude.
I completely get it. I completely get it. It's just like Pete said. You'd rather not play a team that you're incapable of beating.
Yeah.
I'm saying Clemson's purple and orange don't even match up with their uniforms. Like, come on. Come on. Seriously. Ohio State's uniforms are way better than Clemson's.
All right. Now we're talking about uniforms. Anything else you got for me today, buddy?
Now, how about this, PigskinPeete? I'm going to ask you two things. How about you do two things for me?
All right. One of them's going to be to shut the hell up, right? So that's number one. What about the other one?
No. The first one ain't going to be to shut the hell up, PigskinPeete. Listen, at least we're the only team in the Big Ten that has at least made more national championship appearances than Michigan in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and I guess what? By the way, I've been picking Ohio State to beat Michigan every year, and you guys are letting me down. You're making me look. You know what? You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm picking Ohio State.
How about you do me the favor and shut the hell up as I'm speaking, PigskinPeete?
Told you. And by the way, that first thing wasn't a question; it was a statement. So do you have another question?
I'm telling you to shut the hell up. How about you shut the hell up?
All right, that's 3 times now. Do you have another question for me, or are you just going to keep saying that over and over again?
I mean, I'll give Ohio State this much. They're really good at showing up to the playoffs or the BCS bowl games and losing. Nobody does it quite like Ohio State.
Thank you, Slim Shady Canes. And I'll tell you this too, Slim. I cannot wait to play arena.
He's thanking you.
You know, I'm taking it as a compliment. And number two, Slim Shady, I cannot wait to have a rematch in the playoffs, Ohio State versus the U. When the U shows up, I'll give you credit if you beat us. How about that?
Are you going to cry about the referees if you lose?
Yes, 100%.
PigskinPeete, shut the hell up.
You guys haven't won a game in the 20th century or lost a game in the 20th century where you didn't blame somebody other than your coach and your players.
Now, PigskinPeete, just do me the favor and shut the hell up. You don't know shit about Ohio State.
Okay.
And second of all, Slim Shady, I ain't going to be crying on here. I will personally come on this show again, and I will say it straight to you like this. Slim Shady, congratulations for beating us. And I will say it directly to you.
I'll hold my breath waiting on that one to happen.
And heck, I'll say to Sea-Dog, too, if Georgia Tech beats us, I won't be embarrassed.
Well, it's going to blow this guy's mind when I tell him who I picked to win the national championship this year. Mind blown.
Oh, and let me guess, PigskinPeete, you picked your Clemson Tigers again, and we all know that.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
And well, what's that phrase? What's that phrase? I know somebody uses. What's it called? I'm gonna say this about PigskinPeete. He's none other than a 5-star dummy. That's all he is.
Yeah. You're right. I picked Ohio. You're right. I'm a 5-star dummy. I picked Ohio State to win the national championship this year and last year, too.
I'm about to say, have you ever picked Clemson in the history of your shows to win a national
No,
championship?
I haven't. No.
Shocking. The man who loves Clemson can't even pick Clemson in a national championship game. I am shocked. Wow.
No. What he said was he's talking about before the season starts. If they're in the game, I'm picking them to win it. Of course I am. I'm talking about before the season starts.
Well, it's still shocking, though. It still is.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just not.
Why is that shocking? We do that over here all the time. We're very realistic.
And I'll say this too, C-Dog and Slim Shady. I'm going to say this about PigskinPeete. I listen to PigskinPete's show for about 2 weeks now, and I've been listening for the last 2 weeks besides Uncle Lou. I will tell you what, PigskinPete's got some good content on him, but he really needs to start giving, Miami, NC State, especially Georgia Tech, a little bit more respect, because this guy clearly don't know how to respect Miami, GT, Georgia Tech, and NC State. Because I'm telling you, PigskinPeete, those are the 3 teams that are going to be ruling the ACC for the next couple of years.
Okay.
And I'm telling you.
Let me let you in on a little secret. Respect is earned, not given.
It's now that's true, Slim Shady. But I'm saying it now, and I'm as confident as I am.
All right. I got to move on. Thanks for the call. Go take a nap or something. I don't know what to tell you. We got to move on to these predictions. Hey, so we've done 9 teams already. Now, C-Dog, you weren't here a couple of weeks ago for the show because you went to a concert or something. How was that?
It was good. We saw Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar?
He can show up for college football 25 streams, but he can't show up for the ACC show.
But so we had scheduled to do Duke and Wake Forest that show, but since I was rolling solo, I flipped it on you, and we did Florida State and Miami. So
I know, man. I would have had something to say about that too.
Yeah.
What is C-Dog's reaction to the ACC show predicting Miami to go 11-1?
11-1.
Yeah.
Do you people learn nothing year to year? Who was on the panel?
It was me, Slim.
Talk is Pitt.
Talk is Pitt. Yeah, that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
And you jokers picked them to go 11-1. I'm besides myself.
Put it on me, C-Dog,
That's
because I can
unbelievable.
absolutely be overruled.
That's unbelievable. You jokers picked them to go. Do y'all learn nothing?
Well, I mean, we went through the schedule, but believe me, if you would have told me that we would have picked them to go 11-1 before we started going through the schedule, I would have told you were crazy. But it kind of works out. Now
They're gonna go like 8-4.
Now I think that's
Pete's prediction is only 1 game difference.
Yeah, I had 10-2.
Yeah, mine was 10-2. So.
Yeah, which I think is probably more likely. But I also think that even if it's 10-2, that still lands them in the championship game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, me and Slim did
I strongly disagree.
a preview video.
now I think a lot of that does hinge on whether or not Cam Ward stays healthy the entire season. Because we're going to talk about one team tonight who was on an absolute tear last season, and then they lost their quarterback, and the wheels kind of fell off towards the end there. But so anyway, Vic, are you going to stay on and do the predictions with us? We got 4 of us on here. That's about the max for these predictions, so that we don't spend 2 hours on each team.
What's up, Vic?
Right. Well, I can't really be on here for much longer. I can only be on here for a few minutes as we got dinner about to be ready. But if y'all are still on, I may be able to come back on toward the end. But,
All right. Yeah, Vic, you got to eat. So I won't keep you from that.
yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to say that I looked it up, and Clemson is actually closer to 2 hours away from Atlanta. It was like an hour and 55 minutes. So
Okay.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I'm also gonna have to disagree about the stadium being 50-50. I think it's gonna be more like 60-40 Georgia fans. So
Okay. Well, we'll just have to agree to disagree on that.
You can tell me that Pete's on here spreading mis and disinformation.
Isn't it in like South Carolina or North Carolina?
No, it's in Atlanta.
Oh, at the Benz?
The last one,
Yeah.
the last one was in.
and
Yeah, the last one was in Charlotte. I was there, unfortunately.
Okay.
yeah, it's the Chick-fil-A kickoff.
Georgia plays half their schedule in the Benz, so that makes sense.
Well, I mean, aren't y'all? Isn't Tech also playing a game in the Benz? So
Yeah.
yeah. See.
Okay. But that Bucknut was trying to tell me it was a tough environment to play in a neutral site game 2 hours from Clemson. I just thought that the environment is going to be the same as every other neutral site. It's going to be the same as it was in Charlotte when I was there 2 years ago.
Yes, but
I was
yes.
about to say, even if Vic's right, you're saying it's 60-40.
Right.
Is that really that much of a crowd advantage?
No, it's not.
Not really, but
He was just too drunk to say that he thinks that Georgia's going to win. That's all he had to say.
yeah.
Instead, he tried to make it into an environment thing.
I thought
No,
that we
I don't
only
think he's
beat.
drunk. I think he's that dumb all the time.
Well, that's possible
I
too.
thought that the only reason why we only beat Ohio State because it was in Atlanta. So
No, you beat Ohio State because their kicker missed a field goal.
yes, exactly.
Oh, they beat Ohio State because they scored more points than Ohio State did.
Yes, exactly.
Oh. All right. Let's get into this here. So we know the majority rules. We're all going to pick, give our opinions here on these games, and majority wins. And so if 3 out of 4 of us pick a win, then it goes down as a win officially from the panel. And I would like I have to remind everybody every week, because people in the comment section go, oh my God, you had Miami at 11-1. Oh my God, you had an NC State losing 4 games. Whatever the case is, check the record, son. We are so close on these predictions for the most part every year that, I mean, they ought to be hiring us. Vegas ought to be asking our opinion on these games because we're that close. So,
Which I made sure to point out in a super chat a little while ago while you were arguing with Bucknut, man.
oh, thank you.
We usually miss bad on a team, though. This year, it's going to be Miami.
Stop.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So Duke is replacing a lot. They're replacing the majority of their deep. They have one of the best defenses in the country, or in the ACC rather, not the country. Last season, one of the best defenses they've had in a long time. Got off to a red hot start in the season, obviously just demolishing Clemson in the open game. Riley Leonard ran for 1 million yards. He's still running and scoring touchdowns on Clemson right now, I think. But he only played 7 games. If you look at his stats, they don't look good because most of his offensive production was on the ground. He had like 300 yards passing or something. It wasn't much. But anyway, he's out the door to play for the Irish. They've got a couple of guys. They brought in didn't they bring in Malik Murphy from Texas?
They did.
They did, and they got another guy that everyone's high on, Grayson Loftus, I think is his name. He's either a freshman or a redshirt freshman. I don't know. But so that's what they've got to replace. They've got a new coach too, Manny Diaz, which I think is funny.
Manny.
Now, I think it's going to be a transition year for Duke. I'm not saying that under Manny Diaz they won't be any good, but this season I think it's a rough sled. But after looking at the schedule here, they're going to get off to a pretty good start because their first 3 games are just, I mean, virtual wins, I think. Anyway.
Well, Manny's good at getting something out of his defense even his first year there.
Yeah, who did he hire as his defensive coordinator?
I'd have to look it up.
We talked about this last week.
Wanted Blake Baker.
Yeah.
But Blake Baker obviously went to LSU.
Anyway, Elon visits Duke on August the 30th. That must be, that's not a Saturday game, is it? Is that a Friday game? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Elon travels to Duke. Win Duke.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to say I don't think Duke's going to be that good this year, so I probably won't be picking them to win a ton of games. But, yeah, I'll pick Duke here.
Who we got here? Oh, we'll bring Christian Ballard on to take place of Vic Tube. How does that sound? What's up, Christian Ballard?
What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
Who you got, Elon or Duke?
Duke, by a landslide.
All right, so this is that's a win. All right, after that, they move on to the Dingling Car Wash School. They got to travel to Northwestern on September the 6th. Give me another win for the Dukies.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay, this is easy so far. Then
For the Blue Devils.
they travel back home to take on the Yukon Huskies. Another win for the Dukies.
Yeah.
We all in agreement on that?
Yeah.
All right. Roger Dodger in the chat is not in agreement about Northwestern. He thinks Northwestern is going to beat Duke. Now, out of those 3 games, I think they're the most likely to give to beat Duke, but still giving Duke the win.
Northwestern last year wasn't terrible.
Yeah. Well,
Which is surprising because remember they had their freaking coach fired. So
Well,
it
didn't
definitely
they
wouldn't
go,
surprise me if they lost to Northwestern, but they're not that good though. So
But their car wash is still open for business.
I
and
thought they shut down the car wash.
like most of the most of the lower half of the ACC, Duke does something that I'll never understand. They have a road game against a lower classification team against Middle Tennessee. I don't know why they do this. Now this could be a trap game because it seems like, well, not all the time, but a lot of the times these lower classification road games come back to bite the team that schedules them. So. Now, to be fair and honest, I don't know shit about Middle Tennessee. So, I mean, does anybody know anything about them that would give me a reason to believe that they're going to beat Duke?
I gave Milrow a hard time in that first game last year, but that's beside the point. I just figured I'd make a joke about Milrow. Anyway, I'm sorry.
All right. Well, having said that, I'm still picking Duke, but that one would worry me a little bit if I'm a Duke fan. And they've got it scheduled for nighttime, too, which is weird.
And I mean, if Duke's undefeated, there's a chance that they'll be ranked. So we all know, ranked teams on the road during the week.
Yes. That's a good point. Yep. We are not high on Duke, Roger Dodger. Let us get through the schedule here. We might have already penciled in all the wins that they're going to get. So just... That's 4-0, according to the panel here. Now things get real. Now, this is also where it gets starting to get difficult because we're going through games that we've already picked in our previous predictions for other teams. So, North Carolina at Duke. Now, I do remember who I picked in this. I took the Tar Heels, although, what do we have them at? We had them at 6-6.
6-6.
Who's replacing Drake May this year?
Max Johnson, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a couple transfer quarterbacks. They got Max Johnson, and they got that whoever that backup was that played towards the end of the year for Florida.
Yeah.
Not the third stringer that's in jail, but the other one.
All right, so I have the Tar Heels with the win here. What do you guys think? This is a tough one to pick, though.
I remember
It's
I was
almost
the
a coin
opposite
flip,
of you.
but I got
I'm choosing Duke.
Yeah, I was the opposite of you on this. I had Duke winning it.
It is Duke's homecoming. It should be a good crowd. I think both teams are going to struggle, but when you look at my rule is when you're in doubt about a game, I usually pick the home team here, but I would lean more North Carolina than I would Duke, honestly, at this point.
All right, so what we have here is a good old-fashioned tie on the panel. We got two people with North Carolina, 2 people with Duke. So we're going to need some help from the chat to try to get us pointed in the right direction here. Type in the chat North Carolina or Duke in this game. We'll go with the majority. P-Digit says Duke. Tar Heels for Life, of course, says North Carolina. Roll Tide says Duke. Momo says 5-0, so I guess he means Duke. Roger Dodger says North Carolina slaps Duke's face. Dang. Casket.
North Carolina's going to be bad, man.
They are going to be bad.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
North Carolina. Max Johnson has more experience than Malik Murphy. I'll go North Carolina. This is about 50-50 in the chat, too. That's like I said, this is a hard game to pick.
And I don't disagree that Max Johnson's probably a little better right now than Malik Murphy, but that defense is so bad for North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got old Goof Collins as freaking DC.
Yeah, and they've got another new DC. Like, they can't keep DCs for nothing.
North Carolina because of Amarion. I don't know. This is close. I think I see a slightly few more people saying North Carolina wins this, though.
And I could see that, actually. It's losing what North Carolina did. And then also you look at what Duke has lost with their coach and, everything like that. It's just.
Now, here's something to factor into that, I mean, really can amount to nothing, but it is what it is. I'm not sure that Manny Diaz has ever beat Mac Brown.
There you go.
That's a good question.
Obviously, Manny's a former assistant under Mac Brown when he was at Texas.
I'm giving the win to based on the chat here. It's about 50-50, so I guess I'm the tiebreaker. I'm giving them a loss.
Okay.
So.
Goddamn dictatorship.
Yep. 4-1 after 5 games for the Dukies. All right, then, Sea-Dog.
I think you've been hanging out with Volusia too much.
Then Duke travels to Atlanta to take on the mighty Yellow Jackets on October the 5th. Are you going to be at that game?
Probably not. Well, maybe. I'm definitely going to the Georgia State and the Miami game. But the Duke game, I don't know. Maybe the buzzsaw will be there at the Duke game.
Oh shit! Well, Momo in the chat's going ham on Duke. He's got them winning this game. He's got them going 6-0 to start the season.
That's not
No, please.
I've got Georgia Tech big in this game.
Me too.
Oh, how about that?
Tech. Nerds.
I don't know. I think it's going to be strength on strength because obviously with Manny, the strength of Duke is probably going to be their defense. And in all likelihood, Georgia Tech's defense may be worse than it was last year. Now, their offense, I think, will be better.
It could be a possibility.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think their offense will be better. You know, another year of Haynes King and all that.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know. We have a new DC, so we'll see.
That makes his third DC going into his second season.
Hey, what? What are you talking about? He never fired the DC.
Two defensive coordinators last year.
Oh, well, it was like a co-DC if you count that, but he was mostly linebackers coach.
We haven't done Georgia Tech. Me and Sea-Dog have already decided we're doing Georgia Tech and Clemson last as far as our predictions.
We're gonna do the ACC showdown. We're gonna have them. We're gonna play each other in NCAA.
Yeah, if I have my Xbox back from Microsoft by then, yeah, hopefully I do. I have no idea how long it's going to take them to fix it. But anyway, you'll beat the shit out of me in that game because you've had a big time head start on me in playing it.
So you haven't played it at all?
No. I don't even have the game yet. When I got back from vacation last week, the Xbox broke. So I had to send it off, so I haven't even bought the game yet.
Brutal, dude. So here's the thing. You probably will be terrible at it because I was when I first started. I would just consider myself bad now instead of absolutely terrible. But what you can do is play Clemson, and I'll play Georgia Tech, and we can play at Clemson. And it's like really hard for me to beat you. So it'll kind of be even.
So it's like real life then.
Yes, you have a better overall team. They're ranked like 90 versus Georgia Tech.
Look, I'll be terrible
80s.
at the game. I haven't even played NCAA. What was it? 14.
It'll probably be about equal.
8 years.
If you play as Clemson, I play as Georgia Tech, and we play at Clemson.
All right. But either way, I'm not going to give my hand as far as my record prediction on Georgia Tech, but I'm actually higher on them this year than I have been in a while.
All right.
Well, which probably is bad news for you, C-Dog, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
But anyway, I've got Georgia Tech winning this game. What you got?
We're in the running for a 5-star right now.
Oh my goodness.
He's in we're in his top 2. It's between us and Florida State, I think.
Oh, you'll lose that one.
Yeah, well, it's an offensive lineman, so Key being an O-line coach, and we have a really good O-line and staff.
Here's the problem I see with that, C-Dog. If Brent Key, quote-unquote, overachieves again, somebody's going to snatch him up.
What?
That is
He's not leaving Georgia Tech. What are you talking about?
That's actually a very valid point that I haven't thought of yet.
He's not leaving Georgia Tech.
Well, let's put it this way: he's not leaving. I don't think he's leaving Georgia Tech after this season, unless he goes 10-2 or something.
Dude, he's not.
Dude, if he wins 7 or 8 games at Georgia Tech year 2 after winning 6 year 1. Yeah,
give me an example of a team. Give me an example of somebody who's snatched him up after going 7 or 8 wins.
Florida.
Oh, I was about to say that.
Florida would hire a coach that just won 7 or 8 games.
Yeah, at Duke, yeah. Because look at the last time they hired a Duke coach; it worked out really well for him.
We're talking about Georgia Tech, though.
Talk about Georgia Tech. What are you talking about?
Well, I understand that, but very similar records at what would be considered a very similar quote-unquote football school at this point.
Well, Brink, he's not leaving Georgia Tech. It's his alma mater. It's his dream job. He's not leaving.
They all say it's their dream job until they get thrown a bunch of money.
Yeah, but he was a freaking lineman here. He played here.
I mean, that's all well and good, but Georgia Tech refuses to pony up the kind of money that a lot of other schools can.
He's making more than Collins was.
Okay, great.
He's making plenty. He's making like $3 or $4 million.
Okay.
And he's got and we have we reported like a huge gain.
Hang on, Miami is cheap as fuck, and they're paying double that.
That's fine. I mean, I get it, but obviously we're not the best football program around, so we're not like throwing around big money. But dude, he's not leaving.
Is he married?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he'll leave for $10 million if he's married.
Yep.
The wife.
Sorry.
Yes.
I don't think so, guys. I don't think so.
He'll definitely leave the greater Atlanta area for Gainesville, Florida.
I don't think so, man.
Especially if he's got kids.
No, I'm not scared of him leaving at all. What I am scared is our offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, probably our O-line coach. I'm scared of them leaving.
All right, let's calm down. I think Georgia Tech, look, I think they're going to be good this year, but let's pump the brakes on him, getting snatched up by Florida. All right?
It's not happening. It's just he just wouldn't leave. There's no way.
I mean, that's just an example. I mean, we'll have to wait till towards the end of the season to see what jobs are open.
Well, I get what you're saying, but still, it's just I don't see that happening.
All right, I've got Georgia Tech big. Which I know, C-Dog, you got Georgia Tech too, right?
Of course.
Okay. What about you, Slim?
Yeah. I don't know about big, but yeah.
All right. Well, that's all that matters. So that's another win. No, sorry, another loss. Two back-to-back losses for Duke. Florida State at Duke. We've already picked this game, and I know I picked Florida State to win this big. So there's my pick.
I would agree with that, definitely.
This is actually, believe it or not, it's pretty tough for me. What's interesting is
what's tough about it?
Say this that, yeah, well, I mean, I think Georgia Tech beats Duke, but then you got to think Duke's going to have a bye week before that Florida State game to freshen up, get their stuff together. I still take Florida State, but I don't agree that they would win big. I think that Duke could keep it close.
Okay.
I mean, that's possible. I mean,
State winning it.
even last year when Florida State had the best team they've had in 8 years, they still struggled. Had some struggle wins against some, teams that were clearly worse than they did. So that's not entirely out of the possibility. I mean, also, if DJ throws 3 interceptions, they lose every game that happens in. So, and that's always possible too. I'm still taking Florida State though. So we got me and Sea-Dog, Florida State. What you got, Slim?
Florida State.
All right, there you go.
I got Florida State too, by the way.
So now after a long streak of wins in this prediction, we've got 3 L's in a row for the Dukies.
Well, it's disputed.
This one is an interesting one here. The next game they have back at Duke. One of the newest members of the ACC, SMU, travels to Duke. A lot of people high on SMU. We weren't quite as high on SMU as the rest of you are in our prediction for them. We did them I think that was the second week we did them. We had SMU rounded out at 6-6. Oh.
I think this is a must-win game for Duke, and I only say that because, not to jump too far ahead on schedule, but they have, and I won't say the teams, I'll let you reveal those, Pete, but they do have back-to-back road games coming up, so I think they have to win this, and I think that they will.
All right, so
SMU's going to need some time to acclimate to Power 5.
So we've got 2 people that already picked Duke in this game.
Well, I'd probably pick Duke too.
Well, it doesn't matter what I think then. So that's a win.
By the way, that Ohio State man concurs with you wholeheartedly. It doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'll just shut the hell up now then. All right. So after the big game against SMU, they travel down to Hard Rock Stadium to take on the Hurricanes on November the 2nd. Again, this is a game I remember picking, and I got Miami big.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Miami's drinking Cuban coffee and smoking Cuban cigars after the Cuban Bowl.
Miami could win by like 4 touchdowns plus in this one, in my opinion. I mean,
I'll pick Miami, I guess.
All right.
What?
Hey, he's got to sound like he's objective at least sometimes. Come on now.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't just come on here and choose who I think based on whether I like them or not. I choose who I think is going to win. I don't freaking do that. I
Right.
don't freaking do that. Clearly not.
Tell that lie to somebody who doesn't know you.
All right, Duke at NC State. Now, I remember picking this game too because it was painful. Anytime I have to pick NC State to win any game, it's painful for me. It hits me right in the feelers. So, but I'm also not stupid. I think NC State's going to be a very good team this year. Are they going to be quite as good as everyone else thinks they're going to be? I don't know. What do we have them at? 9-3, I think. No, well, we had it at 8-4. Oh man. But nonetheless, this is going to be a beatdown of epic proportions. NC State might be still on the hunt, probably will still be in the hunt as far as the ACC championship game is concerned. This would be a big game. Well, every game in the last 3 games will be big for them. And I think that at home, they win big.
think about this too. Grayson McCall comes from Coastal Carolina for their offense. That's going to be a huge step up and probably their best quarterback they've gotten in a couple years after they had lost. Who was it? Devin Leary to Kentucky a couple years ago.
That's not a high bar.
It's really not.
Well, I'm not saying he's as good or anything as Devin. I just think he's a good quarterback to bring in.
He's average at best, but really the strength of NC State's team is going to be their defense, not their offense. So I don't think it matters in this game.
Which is funny considering one of their best defensive linemen transferred out.
Yeah.
But either way, I agree with you. I don't think this game's going to be particularly close. Go fighting Dave Dorns.
What you got, C-Dog?
Yeah, I'll pick NC State. Although, I don't know. I have doubts on them. I think they'll be better than Duke, but I have doubts on them, I guess. being able to follow a good year with another good one just doesn't seem like the trend.
It's not a trend for Dave Dorn. You're right.
So I'm very skeptical on them this year.
It's not a trend, but they're going to get a boost early on in the season when they beat a very overrated Tennessee team.
Really?
Yeah, because, as much as you claim Miami gets overrated, Tennessee's way worse about that.
Well, Slim thinks NC State's going to beat both Clemson and Tennessee.
Yeah.
They're not beating Tennessee.
I don't think either team is going to be all that great this year.
I know I'm supposed to fly the homer flag and root for NC State in that game because it's the ACC. I'm not doing it. Go Tennessee. I hope they destroy NC State and destroy their hopes for the rest of the season too. Huh?
Fucking Benedict Arnold, man.
Yeah. I'll whatever you want to call me. I'll accept it. I got no shame.
Oh shit.
All right. So it looks like we have another loss there for Duke. This is an interesting one. Duke hosts Virginia Tech on November the 23rd. Another team a lot of people are high on. Give me the Hokies in this one.
Yeah, I'll take Virginia Tech too, yeah.
I'll take the Hokies, especially looking at how they finished the season with a bowl win. They bring a lot of that back, and I think that, they've always had a lot of good talent to put in the NFL down the road and everything like that. They're recruiting pretty good in the ACC right now. Their offense should be one of the – I still think they'll be like mid-tier ACC, but I think it could be one of the more surprising offenses in the conference. And I think you'll definitely see that unfold in a game like Duke.
Look at Ballard. I agree with all that. So now we have Duke leading into the final game of the season against Wake Forest at a respectable 5-6. So their game against Wake Forest will be playing for a bowl game, if we're right about all our predictions here. Having said that, give me the Demon Deacons in this one. We just got.
Oh no!
Give me the Demon Deacons in this one. Look, Clawson. I don't think Wake Forest is going to be that great, but Clawson. The chances he has a 4-win season like he had last year is pretty unlikely.
Yeah,
in my opinion. This is an in-state rivalry here. The game's in Wake Forest. Give me the home team.
Yeah, I agree. Wake Forest for me too.
I've seen too many home rivalry games, in recent years. You look at South Carolina, Clemson, the Iron Bowl. Of course, Alabama's kind of had Auburn's number and stuff. You look at Michigan in the big house a couple times against Ohio State and everything. It matters in rivalry games like this. I'm going to agree with you guys to go Wake Forest.
I guess it doesn't matter what Slim says then. So we've got a final record prediction for Duke 2024 at 5-7.
Ouch.
Manny Diaz's first year missing a bowl game. Obviously, he could win one of those games that we said he would lose, and that would put him in a bowl game, which I think would be, based on everything they've lost and replaced and having a new coaching staff. I know no Duke fan wants to hear 6-6 would be a good season, but I would take it.
So
that's probably exactly what they're going to get, because I disagree with y'all. I think they will make a bowl game.
Okay. All right, let's pull up.
Quick, of the games we picked Duke to lose, which one is most likely that they pick up to make a bowl, you think? Wake Forest?
Probably, yeah.
Or Virginia Tech. I mean, I don't have Virginia Tech being a great team. I've said it all offseason. I think they're going to play spoiler this year. So that's going to put them around the 7 or 8 win mark. And so a game like Duke, they could absolutely drop.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, we got Wake Forest coming up now. Again, like I mentioned, last season, Wake Forest had a terrible year, 4-8. They've got a transfer quarterback from Louisiana Tech. I believe he started at Boise State, then transferred to Louisiana Tech, and now he's at Wake Forest. Hank Buckmeyer, I think is his name. His numbers at both Boise State and LA Tech weren't that impressive, and I honestly just don't know much about the guy, so I'm not going to pretend like I do. But yeah, Wake coming off a terrible year last year. All right, Wake Forest, North Carolina A&T to start the season.
Yeah, I'll give the Deacs that one.
Now, let me remind you, too, Wake Forest is on a 5-game losing streak coming out of last season. They lost the last 5 games of the season last year. That's brutal.
Poverty.
That's really brutal. And I like Dave Clawson, too. Trust me, but that's tough.
I think Dave Clawson is kind of much like what's that goofball's name in Minnesota?
PJ Fleck?
Yeah.
The boat rower?
Both of them. Yeah, I think much like PJ Fleck, Dave Clawson has let that ship sail right by him. The shine's kind of worn off of him.
Yeah.
And he missed his opportunity to.
You're right, because like 2 or 3 years ago, he was a prime candidate to take a step up from Wake Forest and get a better job, and he stayed there.
C-Dog dropped out. He needs back in.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Dude, we just lost power.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Fucking
Freaking-
Georgia Tech fans can't even keep their power on.
You're a nerd. You can fix it.
Freaking storm knocked our power out. It isn't coming back on either.
I'm an engineer.
Is NCAA, are they the Acorns? Who's the Acorn team?
I do not know.
I think it might be
I
them.
don't know.
I would lose that game, the game of trivia.
Yeah. Anyway, give me Wake in that game.
We talk about that first one?
Yeah, NCAA at Wake Forest.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, but go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Virginia at Wake. Following that up. Now, we already did Virginia, didn't we? Oh, man. You want to see a funny stream. Try us trying to find wins on Virginia's schedule. We're trying to talk each other into it and shit. Well, you know what? But it might be a thunderstorm and they might lose power. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know. Does somebody have a coin on hand? Flip a coin. I don't know what to tell you in this game. I guess I'll give it to the home team.
I'm thinking Duke.
Huh? You're picking Duke when it's Virginia against Wake Forest?
I'm picking. Oh, is that what you said? Are we on to the next schedule already?
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. I'm taking Duke.
I got kicked out, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Duke is probably the most likely to win this game. You're right about that.
I'd take Wake Forest. I thought you said Wake is a mistake.
All right, so that's 2 for Wake. Anybody taking Virginia?
Wake.
I'm taking Wake.
I wouldn't be surprised if Virginia's going to win this game, but right now I can't pick them to do it.
Yeah, I'm not really confident about my pick either. The only reason I'm even taking Wake Forest is because it's in Wake. That's it. That's the only reason. If this game were in Virginia, I'd take them.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, look at last season. I mean, Virginia, did anybody really just blow them out? I mean, they were in most of their games.
Okay.
When was the last time Virginia won 8 games? Well, they played Clemson for the ACC championship in 2000 and was it either 16 or 17? So that had to be the last time. They had a couple
I
of.
think it was 16 because we played in 17.
Yeah, that's right. Must have been 16. But I mean, they had some good seasons with their previous coach, and before he just up and retired. You know. Anyway, so that's 2 wins for Wake Forest. So 2-0 to start the season out. Then they have to host Ole Miss, which is going to be a beatdown. Ole Miss might score 100 points on them.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be so sure.
I'm pretty sure.
They were in a 7-point game with Georgia Tech in the fourth quarter last year.
Keep in mind, that Ole Miss does not play defense with Lane Kiffin. So, I mean, they're liable to give up however many they want to Wake Forest.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about
still
Hank
take Ole Miss.
Bachmeier, the two-time transfer that Wake Forest is going to trot out on the field there. So, this won't be a scoring contest. Ole Miss will score a lot more.
Oh, for sure.
I think Sea-Dog might have. Not only is his power out, I think he lost his phone connection too.
Fucking Georgia Tech, man.
All right, so we'll roll on. That's a loss for Wake Forest. The Raging Cajuns travel to Wake Forest September the 28th. What do you think, Ballard?
It's a good team to play. It could be tricky, but I think having a bye week, coming off the Ole Miss loss, I think Wake could bounce back and at least beat Louisiana.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that as well.
All right, 3-1. Not a bad start for the Demon Deacons after a 4-win season. They're almost 100% to the wins they had all of last year. Then they run into a buzzsaw, unfortunately, October the 5th at NC State.
Give me the Wolf back. Oh.
What do you think, Slim? It's going to be a wreck game. Yes, that's a loss. I agree, unfortunately. Then they host Clemson on October the 12th. You guys know where I'm going with this, so, I mean.
Yeah.
Listen,
I expect
I don't think Clemson's going to be as good as they have been, but Clemson's still going to win this game.
As good as they have been when? Because last year they weren't very good.
Well, as good as they have been from the...
Over the last 10 years, you're like a big sample size there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think Clemson's a playoff team in that.
Right. Well, if they win the ACC, they will be. But look, there's a massive talent gap between these two teams, Clemson and Wake Forest. So, as a matter of fact, I don't even remember the last time we lost to Wake Forest. It's been that long.
Hell, even DJ beat Wake Forest.
Beat Florida State a couple times too. Damn.
I mean, it was. I remember, what was it, 22 when he got in that shootout with Wake Forest.
Yeah.
They kept picking on Wiggins.
Anyway, that's a loss. So what we get 3-2 now. Wake Forest at UConn. I'll give this to Wake.
UConn's a men's and women's
basketball skew.
Give me Wake. Yep.
I mean, here's the thing though. Wake. I mean, UConn is scheduling all these ACC teams. They're bound to look up and beat one of them.
That's a good point. Will it be them though? Did I? You there, Slim?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so I guess it doesn't matter because Sea-Dog's not in here anymore. We already both have Wake Forest winning this game, so that's a win.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if UConn upsets somebody, and this is probably the worst team of the bunch that they could possibly upset somebody.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Wake Forest should win it.
All right, so we got them at 5-3. Now this is an interesting one. So after the UConn game, they've got to go from they travel to Connecticut, then they've got to fly as far away from Connecticut as you can possibly get without going to Hawaii to Stanford. Wake Forest at Stanford, the battle of the bottom of the barrel, I guess is what you'd call it. Man, this is I'm giving Wake a win here, but that's tough. 2 road games back to back, and one of them on the West Coast.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I guess
on the West Coast, okay, you beat Stanford, and then you have a step down in competition. But a second road trip and it being further with a step up in competition, yeah, I don't like it.
Boy, Nate just said something funny. The forest against the trees.
would say this: we don't know the time of that Stanford game yet. So I mean, especially if that game's at night, like that
would be good for Wake Forest. What would be bad for them is if it's at noon, because that would be an earlier game for them. For Wake.
See, I'm not sure if
West
that really
Coast,
matters.
yeah.
'Cause from what I've heard, when these teams are traveling coast to coast like that, like just for an example, Miami's playing Cal on a Saturday. They're going to be there Wednesday.
Yeah, still, it's not even the fact that they're traveling to California. It's that they're going to Connecticut, then to California the very next week.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, I agree with you. Like, if that was reversed, I'd give them a better shot.
I just think Wake Forest is going to be. I mean, Stanford, I think, is maybe a 2-win team, 3-win team at the most. Like they're pretty bad. So, that's a win there.
Pete, you don't like trees?
I love trees. Thank you, Shane Bentley, for the super chat. It'll still baffles me that two teams so close in the Pacific Ocean are in the ACC. To be honest, I hate it more for sports that aren't football. Yeah, you got to feel sorry for. I mean, the other teams, the other sports rather, don't have, unless it's basketball maybe, they don't have the same traveling accommodations that the football team gets. So, yeah, I agree with you.
I agree they don't, but, I mean, it's not like even the baseball team is taking a fucking charter bus coast to coast.
No, but I guess outside of the big three is what he means. Like, you know, I mean, is the rowing team really, like, getting treated the same way a football team does? No, they're not.
Well, and that's the only upside to all these huge TV agreements I'm seeing, because like I've said plenty of times, I mean, you can only put so many smoothie bars and shit in your football facility. So what that's going to end up funding is all this other shit.
Yeah. I think they're trying to work some stuff out as far as, because some of these sports don't need to be played on campus. Like, obviously the ones that have stadiums do, but a lot of them you can just meet halfway. And I think there's some of that going to be going on. You know,
I
like,
love the people that rail against neutral site shit are now railing for neutral site shit because of all this conference realignment.
Yeah, well, I understand. I mean, I don't like it either. I like Shane said in the super chat. I don't agree with it. I mean, I don't like it, but it is what it is. All right, so that's another win. I think I picked Wake Forest. Who'd you guys pick?
Against Stanford? No, you picked Stanford.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, I don't like it. I got Stanford beating them.
Ballard?
For the Stanford game?
Yeah, Wake Forest at Stanford.
I take Wake.
All right, so that's a win.
Now, granted, for clarification, the only reason I have it Stanford is because of that ridiculous travel.
All right, so then they travel back home finally after 2 games away, and they host another first-time ACC team, Cal. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago about how I've never seen a Cal fan on the internet. Well, this is proof that your phone is looking to you, because now every time I pull up Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, I see Cal fans on there tweeting about the ACC, so that my phone is listening to me and hooking me up with Cal fans, which is a good thing. But it's still the first time in 6 years of being on YouTube that I've seen a Cal fan that exists on the internet. So anyway, welcome Cal to the ACC. Cal at Wake Forest. What do you think, Slim?
Hell, the football team may be protesting something when it's time to play this game. So give me Wake.
Slim hates Cal.
Sea-Dog is back, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And Octavian's back there.
Yeah, if he wants to hang on until we're done with these predictions, which we're almost done, I'll bring him on for sure.
I just got power back. Dang.
Big dang.
All right, so Slim's got Wake, Ballard.
Wake.
Sea-Dog.
Yeah, I'll take Wake too.
All right, well, we'll make it a unanimous. win there for the Deeks. Wake Forest at North Carolina. We just picked this, didn't we? Well,
Yeah, and I honestly don't remember which way I went.
I went with Wake.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you on that one because I think North Carolina's trending in the wrong direction.
Games in North Carolina, as much as that matters, if it does matter.
But it's in Chapel Hill instead of Winston-Salem.
Yeah, we get that.
Say,
But,
no
yeah.
matter what, this game's in North Carolina.
Well, it's in.
I'm picking Wake Forest.
There you go.
Yeah, me
They
too.
should do it at a neutral site in Charlotte, just to piss people off.
We've already got Wake at 7 wins here. Y'all believe that?
Wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Not for long here.
We all kind of agree.
And it's going to stay that
keep a
way
good
with me on this
offense
next
down.
game. I got Miami.
All right, 2 games left. Miami, Wake Forest. This is going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
Big L for Wake Forest.
Boy, what do you think about that, Sea-Dog?
Yeah. Jeez. I guess I'll pick Miami.
Yeah.
Barely, though. Barely.
I mean, you kind of have to.
I don't have to.
Yeah, C-Dog doesn't put his personal feelings into it, whatever, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 4 going into the last game. Duke at Wake Forest. We literally just picked this game.
Yeah. Who did,
And we picked a win for Wake Forest.
Although I was against you on that one.
Yeah. I mean, unless someone wants to change their vote, which would be kind of weird since we just did it 5 minutes ago. But
yeah, but
It'll be
it's...
unprecedented in the history of the ACC.
I'm going to stick to what I picked originally, but I would say this, when picking 2 schedules at once, like in a, like you do factor in like who the teams have prior to that game or, everything like that. Cause I don't know. I believe in teams being able to overlook competition to look ahead to a different game. I'm not saying that's going to happen here. I'm with you guys on Wake Forest, but yeah, I just figured I'd throw something out there like that. But
Hey, listen, I'm with you, Ballard. Like sitting there talking with Big Tube doing his Miami prediction.
Yeah.
Would it surprise me if Miami got a big head towards the end of the year and overlooked Syracuse? No, it wouldn't surprise me. It'd actually be very Miami of them to get a big head because we're ranked, we're going to the ACC title game, and fuck around and lose to something like Syracuse.
right.
all right, so the final prediction for Wake Forest, 7 and 5, which I think is probably pretty close to their Vegas total. I think their Vegas total, unless it's changed, was at 6.5. So we're right on that.
Take the over. Yeah.
You know
I can see 7 and 5 for them for sure.
the old saying, it's hard to keep a good claw fence down.
And again, I mean, after a 4-win season last year, if they were able to win 7 games, I'd call that a win. They also lost their best receiver, I think, in the portal. So.
Yeah. It's interesting, with all the realignment and the different teams that teams will have to face. So we got Wake, for example, at 7 wins with our predictions tonight. But compared to what they had to play last year, they still got teams like Clemson, but they had a team on the schedule last year and a team like Pitt that kind of held them back last year. They don't have to face a team like Pitt.
Well, Pitt was awful last year, but
I'm about to say,
yeah.
Pitt was 3-9 last year, weren't they?
Yeah. Out of all the predictions we've done so far, the 2 we did tonight are the 2 that I feel least confident about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you have a new coaching regime come in, it's really kind of up in the air as far as what's going to happen. I mean, majority of the time, first year is a throwaway year, but you do have those exceptions.
That's true. Welcome to the show, Octavian.
Octavian, let's go.
There goes the
Oh, y'all.
How you doing, buddy?
What? I'm doing pretty good. Those Miami Hurricanes got 1 month to get it right.
Hey, can you take your foot out of your mouth when you talk?
Seriously, you sound like you called.
Sound like you're inside of a shoebox.
Yo, can you hear me better now?
You sound exactly the same.
You sound like you're in a cup.
Are you on a phone? Or are you? What are you doing? What are you on?
I got my headphones on.
Oh, that's what it is. Can you just join the show without your headphones on, just on your phone? That might help. I mean, I want to talk to you, but we can't hear you.
Or stay like you are. I mean, it's probably for the best.
Is it better now?
No.
Not really.
Is it a little bit? All right.
Well, talk to you next time, Octavian.
Octavian.
Hey, hello? Is it better now?
No,
Hear me now?
it's the same.
Oh, man.
And my headphones are so loud, I've got a headache. But if I can barely hear you, that means the people in the chat definitely can't hear you.
Right.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now you sound louder.
There you go.
Yeah, Slim Shady Canes. Those Miami Hurricanes better get ready for the ass kicking of a lifetime in a month's time. I know this the ACC show. I had to hunt Slim Shady Canes down. The only Miami fan on YouTube.
The only Miami fan on YouTube.
I'm about to say, if you had to hunt me down, you ain't looking very
I was gonna
That's
say.
so wrong.
fine.
Miami fans are all over YouTube. They're just not at their own game.
And so is Slim. Slim's everywhere. I don't know. He might be the easiest one to find out of all of them. All right. Octavian, so how confident, this is probably a really stupid question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in your Gators week 1? I think he might have crawled back in his shoebox.
You left him fucking speechless.
You ran him off, Pete.
Yeah, he's gone. I didn't kick him out. He left on his own. Maybe he'll come back on.
You ask a Florida fan how they're going to do this year, they run off.
Is it that much to ask to find a Florida fan with an IQ above potato? Is it really that much to ask?
Well, now that you mention it, it's not that easy, is it?
I mean, Octavian and Lance from Jasper are the best we got.
And George.
Yeah, well, fucking. Listen, George is out there on the left coast, so.
Which one out of those three makes the most sense? Octavian, Lance from Jasper, or George?
As sad as it is to say, probably George.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my
Dying,
God!
right?
Oh my God!
Dying, right?
Oh my God!
Damn.
That should tell you the state of the Florida Gator fan base right there.
Vic's back.
Yeah, Vic, you missed the predictions, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So what did y'all come up with?
Duke at 5-7 and Wake Forest at 7-5.
All right. Okay.
So if you're a betting man, you just bet in Vegas with those records and you'll win.
Okay.
Yeah. George has saved a lot of people. Yeah, he ended racism in 1988 in Florida, he said.
really have.
Because you ever heard? I'm sure everybody's heard the
All right, we got
phrase,
Nate. Yeah, Nate wants to come in.
Yeah, I know. I see him.
I'm sure everybody's heard the phrase, the town that time forgot. That's Yeehaw Junction, Florida, in a nutshell.
I don't know what town he was in when he ended racism, but he was about 25 years after the rest of the country, though.
How did he end racism?
He gave somebody a cup of coffee.
Well, he owned George has done everything. He's like the Forrest Gump of YouTube. He's done everything. So he apparently he owned a coffee shop somewhere in Florida. I don't know where it was. And he gave a free cup of coffee to a black person, and that pretty much desegregated his town.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
This town was in Yeehaw Junction.
I think that's what he said.
That's a good question, Momo. Who are we doing next week?
Okay.
Hey, this is your fucking bowl of fruits and nuts. You're
Yeah.
the conductor of those.
I'm the conductor, but I also like to get the input from the sailors.
Who's left? Let's start.
Now Octavian sounds even worse.
I'll tell you who's left. We've got.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Dude, Octavian, you're even worse, bro. For real. you sound like you're on a 1960s transmitter talking to us from the fucking moon.
I was about to say he sounds like he's talking to us from the moon. Apollo 11 mission.
But we're going to beat the Miami Hurricanes 47-20.
Yeah, one small step.
Hi, damn, I can't even take that shit.
One small step for Octavian.
Hey, let me see if I can bring it back on. I want him to say that. Hey, can you say one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind?
Jesus Christ, we could get a clearer transmission when they're on the back lot of Fox Studios pretending to be on the moon.
Ah, dang, man.
Oh, speaking of which, Pete, have you seen any
This is
of the
hilarious.
previews for that movie coming out?
Which one?
It's got it's about how they faked the moon landing.
Oh, really? No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's got Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson, I think.
Oh, I'll watch it if Scarlett Johansson's in it. I don't care if the moon landing was real or not.
Right? I'm with you there.
Oh. Ah, damn, Octavian.
Jeez.
He's a Florida man, Pete.
It's a comedy movie? Oh. All right, so here's what we have left. We've got Boston College, Syracuse, Louisville, Clemson, Georgia Tech. I think that's it.
Syracuse and Louisville.
You said Boston College, Syracuse. Who else?
Louisville,
Clemson,
and Georgia Tech.
Have we done
Sounds like
Pittsburgh?
you got
5.
No, we haven't done Pitt. That's right. You're right.
Ooh,
So y'all need to do 3 more shows. Yeah,
Louisville and Pitt would be good.
3
That
more
would be a good
shows.
combo
Well,
next week.
we got 3 more weeks till the season, so that'll be just enough time.
Well, as long as you do it before week 1, because none of those teams other than Florida State play in week 0. We've already done them.
Well, Georgia
so-
Tech does.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
They play
Yeah, they play each other. You're right.
Well, I want to do Georgia Tech whenever we play the game. I guess you don't know how. Well, we'll do it we'll do it the week before.
We'll do it the week before the game, but no matter what. So I'm gonna be at Colby's bachelor party next Tuesday. So I mean,
I see.
so we've got 6 more teams.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe Sea-Dog could do the show.
I could do that and do like Pittsburgh and Louisville.
Yeah, do that, and you can have on Rec Talk or whoever, Slim and whoever else.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll make it easier on us. Then we don't have to, Then the next week after that, we can do.
Sure.
Who are the other two?
No, Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse and Boston College.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. I'll let you pick who you do if you're going to do it on your channel. I'll let you pick who you want to do next week, and then we'll just do the next 2 weeks after that. We'll do whatever's left over, and we'll save Georgia Tech and Clemson for last. Sound good?
C-Dog.
Yes, I think he said it sounds good. I can read the smoke signals coming from his house. All right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can now.
I guess I lost signal for a second.
Oh, is that what it was? Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard you.
All right. Easy peasy. And if that all works out the way that it's supposed to, that'll be the first time I think that we've actually finished every team in time. So that'd be a win.
Which basically tells everybody that something's going to go awry.
Yeah, probably.
Because us trying to do an ACC schedule is run about as well as the ACC itself.
Yeah, no, we've actually done good on the days that we've done it. There's just been a lot of shows that have been missed for me not being here. So that's on me. But hey, I do promise after the Colby's bachelor party, I'm not going out of town again for at least 3 months.
Yeah, until January.
No, I'm going to Nashville for 3 days in October.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We're have to get together while you're in Nashville too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've never been there before.
That's cool.
Will I continue the
Downtown that looks like Batman.
Two great comments here. First of all, Momo says, Pete, will you continue to do the ACC show if Clemson leaves the ACC? Probably not. No, I'll just change the name of it.
Will it become the SEC show if Clemson goes to the SEC?
I don't know if Clemson goes to the SEC and Georgia Tech stays in the ACC. We'll just have to come up with a different name for the show.
The show formerly known as the ACC.
The show formerly known as the ACC.
Luckily, Florida State and Clemson have been leaving every day for the last 2 years, so we know it's not happening.
Yeah. And then
Not another decade.
Rooster, Gamecock Grind with Rooster says, one day Pete will do call-in shows again. So, yeah. So starting tomorrow, Wednesday, the call-in show returns, 10 p.m.
Nice.
You doing it on Fridays too?
Nice.
Fridays are going to be sort of, I may do them on Fridays, I may not. You just have to keep your notifications on. I'm definitely doing it every Wednesday at 10 p.m. though.
Yeah, you should do. Yeah, you should do on Friday too.
I'm sure your normal game stream routine will be back during the season.
Yeah, my normal game, and I'll announce all that before the season starts about what I'm streaming as far as games and what I'm doing for the Patreon / channel members and all that too. So I'll let everyone know all about that. But people have been asking me about the call-in show ever since I stopped doing it. I mean, almost every show. So at least during the season, I'll be doing the call-in show every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. And I'm looking forward to it too.
Not gonna lie, I was looking more forward to the Friday shows because I would catch more of those, but whatever.
Yeah. And I'll do some. I'm just not committing to every single Friday night doing one. Because Saturdays are long for me during the season. So. But if I get a hair up my ass, which I do a lot, I'll fire one up. You know.
Oh, don't worry. Me and Traveling Fools will bug him enough. He'll probably do more than he doesn't do.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at. I think I will do it more often than I won't. I'm just not committing to it every single week.
Right.
So. But man, guys, we're here. Tomorrow is the first day of August.
It is.
And
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That
There's
was the
31
last
days.
day of July.
Hey,
Oh.
Octavian, you want to try again?
The last day of July.
I know he's still back there.
I'm in the past. Yeah, tomorrow's the last day. Thursday, the first day of August.
Yeah.
But that means we're finally here. Once you get into August, it's the talking season is only going to continue for a couple more weeks, and it's about time to spot the damn ball. You know what I mean?
Can I promote something real quick?
Sure.
Dropping my top 25 preseason poll on August 1st this week, so y'all tune in for that.
Your top 25 preseason poll?
Yep.
I wonder where he has Alabama.
Good luck trying to find him on there.
Damn. You don't have him in the top 25?
Have Alabama fucking top 5.
I think I have him at like 6 or 7, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably about where the AP is going to have him too, if I had to guess.
That's reasonable. Yeah.
They'll definitely be in the top 10 in the AP, but the question is, will they be 6th or 9th? That, probably closer to 9th.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, and you can take a guess on the 3 teams, but above Alabama, and they are top 10, I got 3 other SEC teams ahead of Alabama.
Yeah, that's not surprising at all. I bet you I can guess who they are.
Go.
Georgia.
Yep.
Texas.
Yep.
And Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yep.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
Really groundbreaking there.
Hey, Slim, I got Miami ranked.
All right, so we started the show with this guy,
An idiot wouldn't.
and we'll end the show with this guy. What's up, Caden the man?
Good evening, guys.
For somebody that doesn't like Pete's show, he keeps coming on repeatedly.
Yeah. Hey, I got good news for you, Caden. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to shut the hell up.
You know, so I'm just listening to your show, and I'm just laughing my guts out. Honestly,
Yeah. What is
literally, I'm just laughing my guts out listening to you.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Honestly, Pete, I think all this is a front, and I think he's secretly stalking you.
Yeah.
No.
Slim, I just love listening to college football call-in shows. It's just so freaking funny.
Why is that?
I'm taking calculations of this. 60% of people don't like Ohio State, or they give Ohio State a lot of hate, and then 60% of them don't.
What does that have to do with Colin?
That's 120%.
Your math isn't math in there, buddy.
Hey, it is what it is.
I
hey, Big Tube.
expect that kind of math out of the fucking state of Ohio.
Yeah, that was thunder. Yeah.
Hey, Caden, when's the last time you went on a vacation to Myrtle Beach?
That was actually with my ex-girlfriend.
What was his name?
Did she break up with you because you took her to Myrtle Beach?
No, she took me to Myrtle Beach.
Oh, damn.
She flew me first class to Myrtle Beach.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
wow, so you're on some cuck shit, huh?
No, I was just being. I was just. At that point, I was like, I was enjoying my relationship, but then, I started working more, and then, it just couldn't be. I just couldn't, manage it. So then, just having a busy work schedule, that's just kind of the thing we broke up. That's why I broke up with her. That's why maybe when I'm not as busy as I normally am, I said maybe we might get back together.
But
And then go to Myrtle Beach.
you were too busy for her. Okay.
But
By the way, Vic Tube, how you doing, sir?
He's not too busy for his new girlfriend, though. That's weird.
Hey, I asked Vic Tube a question.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah.
By the way, I love your channel, by the way, dude.
Yeah, thanks.
And Slim Shady, how you doing, sir?
I was having a good night.
Oh, I can believe that.
All right. Thanks again for the call. The show's got to end.
Oh, come on, we can keep this going for another half hour.
I mean, we can. My patience is wearing thin, though. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Wearing thin.
Let's get him and Octavian on here just yelling at each other.
if
Octavian can't.
Yeah, if I could understand what Octavian was saying, I'd have him on here. But all right, that's going to do it. So officially, Wake Forest and Duke predictions in the books: 5-7, 7-5, Duke and Wake Forest. All right, thanks Slim for coming on. Thanks VicTube.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you too, Pete.
All right, thank you. All right, C-Dog, any last words? So next week, C-Dog is going to do the ACC show on his channel. If you're not subscribed to C-Dog for some reason, I don't know why you're not, because you should be.
Appreciate it.
If I had your link, I'd post it right now. Somebody else can post it in the chat if they have it. Well, all you have to do is type in C-Dog, right? That's what it is. That's the name of your channel, right? Just C-Dog? Nothing else? Hello?
Oh, shit, I was muted. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have to mute because there's sounds.
All right, so tomorrow night, sorry, not tomorrow night, next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m., C-Dog hosting the ACC show. I'll be out of town at a bachelor party. So, all right, thanks, C-Dog. We'll see you next week. All right, that's going to do it for me as well, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the ACC show. Midday show tomorrow at 11 a.m. on my second channel. There's a link to that second channel in the description. Peete Podcast channel, right there. Peete Podcast is what it's called. And then tomorrow night on this channel, 10 p.m., college football call-in show returns. Looking forward to it. See y'all later.